Kongoli, who is right now in the city of Zlín in the Czech Republic in the Centre of Polymer Systems of Tomas Bata University. Good morning, Dr. Florian. Can you hear me? I
Good
mean, it's good
morning, good
afternoon for
morning,
you.
good morning. Good morning, guys. To meet you. It's a pleasure to be at the Polymer Institute. How are you? Professor Ivo Kurtika, correct? And a pleasure to meet you. Professor Kolomaznik, you know already?
So, uh, today we have the opportunity to make a short tour
Mhm.
to our Centre of Polymer Systems at the Tomas Bata Univerdityvin Zlin.
Mhm.
First, we will start with a department focusing on human polymer interactions.
Mhm.
Can you
Mhm.
follow me?
So this
Dr.
should
Florian,
be
good morning,
interesting.
Dr. Florian.
Good morning, Mario.
Yeah, if Professor Ivo, I forgot his last name,
Ivo
Kuritka
Kurtika.
speaks or anybody else, I would
Kur-
suggest you take one of the earbuds and face to him as a microphone
Okay,
because it was
okay,
very
good.
low the volume.
Okay,
Okay.
understand.
So tell us what you're doing. You're going to walk around the
We are
Center
visiting
of
first
Polymer.
the polymers, and the polymers are an important part of life. You already mentioned to me, so you can make
Yeah,
a
okay.
short
So
description
everybody,
before going there.
just explain what a polymer is. If you look around, polymers are
Yes.
everywhere. Yes, you can find them in your plastic bottle, in the silicone rubber tips of your earphones, earbuds. Yes, the nylon polyester in the clothes you're wearing or the sneakers, the rubber in the tires of your family car. I mean, everywhere. Now, look in the mirror. Yes, many proteins in your body are polymers too. Yes, like keratin, for example, that makes your hair and nails, they're polymers. Even the DNA in your cells is a polymer. By definition, polymers are large molecules made by chemically linking a series of building blocks. The word polymer comes from the Greek, and it means many parts. Well, I think this is a simple explanation for something so complex. So let's go back with Dr. Florian. So, Dr. Florian, tell us.
Some skin replacements. So, they're quite simple applications.
So basically, we are going to the department where polymer interacts with life, Mario. So how they can interact each other with the real life, replacing tissues, replacing bones, etc. This is the most interesting part of the video, and Professor Ivo Kurtika was explaining this.
I think you got the point. The interaction. So these polymer scaffolds are passive elements, but they are also made from conductive polymers. So we stimulate the cells, the stem cell, during their growth and differentiation by electric currents to guide them and make functional tissues like a really beating piece of artificial heart tissue or some artificial intestines and tissues for internal organs.
Yes.
So that is
Mario, I think
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
voice is clear. So
The
we're
voice
gonna
is clear.
visit this
Yes.
the most interesting department.
so. But we have a shortcut. Otherwise, we should check the dress and
Mhm. Mhm.
that's all.
So basically, yeah, we'll have a shortcut. You're saying you hear him very well, so I don't need to repeat. Correct?
No, you don't have to repeat. You don't have to repeat.
Okay, because
Maybe the where
otherwise
you
we
are now,
have
it's
to
getting a
have a
little bumpy, the
shower.
image.
The
So if you could
procedure,
move.
the procedure is to have a shower to disinfect ourselves and go to the human tissue that in order to avoid contamination. So in this case, we are not going to do that. We're going to stay here forever. So we're going to do a shortcut.
Okay.
So we will want to
So how's the weather there, Dr. Florian?
It is 25 degrees Celsius in the morning.
Let's see. Now it's
Hello,
noon,
good
right?
morning.
It's
It is
12:37.
10:30 in the morning.
Oh, 10:30. Yeah, 5 hour difference.
10:30 in the morning. Yesterday it was 34 degrees Celsius here.
Wow. Wow.
So we are entering in the Polymer for Life department, interaction with life.
Uh-huh.
They have their own procedure. They have to open the door and close the doors. So we're going to follow those procedures. So you guide us.
Yeah, and this is just a gallery where you look inside the rubber.
Face the microphone to him, please.
They are very similar looks.
So this is the lab 4.
This is the lab only for the environmental applications. Yeah, here, so
Oh, because this is the second department, but
yes,
we were supposed to start from the human interaction, correct?
yes, but we can't enter them.
Okay, so but let's see it from outside.
Yeah, but the farthest point we can go is the hot one. You see, it means
Okay, so we can go there. I understand that. So basically, we cannot enter in that. It's
Oh, to
very
avoid
restricted because of
contamination.
contamination. Because of
Yes.
contamination.
But
as you
just
see
to
in the
explain,
door.
this is where they produce, for example, human skin, artificial skin.
on these testing, so biological experiment, characterization, microscopies, and other related things. It's very isolated from the outside.
And what are the question is polymers to simulate and to replace what kind of human body?
Tissues.
Tissues,
That means
bones.
Yeah, tissue is a general term, of course.
Mhm.
The bone tissue
Is part of the tissue.
Example. Let's say this is just a mechanical part, but of course we have not also functional tissues like muscle, artificial muscle, which we can contract and release with the play.
Mhm. So it can be part of the heart, human part.
Yes. And they also develop parts for artificial intestines and so on.
So it could be fully polymer intestines, fully artificial, or a hybrid.
The polymer is a scaffold.
Okay.
Then you put stem cells as seeds, they colonize it, and they grow, and they create artificial tissue.
It's a kind of hybrid.
Yes, and at the very end, they metabolize the scaffold, and they create their own,
Mhm.
as you know about.
So they become independent within the human body. Kind of.
And of course, with these things, you may, with broader future or farther future, you may use it for implants, of course. But also you may, in the form of like artificial organs, use it for other studies. For instance, how they interact with new drugs and stuff like that. Because then we don't need to test it on living animals or even people.
So you can use polymer for testing of new drugs.
Or the tissues grown on this.
On the tissues grown on these polymers. So you can use them first before using to people.
That's some kind of application.
So
very nice.
So all these are developed here that we cannot handle, correct?
Sorry for
Yeah. Well, it is written here. So because of the risk of contamination of the tissues.
Yes. We should
So
avoid any infection from outside.
So meaning that the normal procedure to enter here is to have a shower, to cover yourself with the clothes and everything else, and disinfectant with what? How you can disinfect yourself?
Just by cleaning your hands.
Okay.
Some protective
Okay. So anyway, we cannot do that today, but we go in the most accessible department, but it's the most interesting one.
In the surgical room.
It's kind of in the surgical, the same procedure as in the surgical room.
Put the microphone near him, please.
If possible.
Okay.
One application, they're not that demanding. We don't use any dangerous pathogens.
Okay,
So the level of protection is much, much lower.
lower in the nanomaterial department,
Department for Environment.
environmental. So let's go there. Let's go there.
So we can see
Very interesting, Dr. Florian. So this is the biological area, right? Biological purposes.
That was a biological department of the institute.
I
Now
see.
it is the environmental part where the procedure is not so strict because you don't have contamination, etc.
yeah,
I see.
just pathogens.
So and this is the lab. We can. This is what kind of application environmental?
This for polymer systems,
Hmm.
fertilizer delivery, water balance inside the soil, on the fields for agricultural applications, for instance.
Dr. Florian, the image froze. We lost contact with Dr. Florian Kongoli, uh, connection issue, and very soon we're going to be back. We excuse ourselves for any inconvenience, but this will be solved momentarily. And then we'll be back with our broadcast very soon. It was a pleasure having you guys here. Just stay tuned so we can uh, get back to our broadcast. See you from Rio de Janeiro. I'm Mario Linhares, and see you again shortly.